Alright, connection's a little weak here, but for those just tuning in, we're outside University of Florida as the protest has arrived to protest Richard Spencer. Internet connection's a little weak, but for those that are just... And if you want to support my work, hop in the super chat. Any donation above $5 puts your comment above everyone else's. It's all greatly supported. But it looks like we've got several hundred people, maybe 1,000. So if you're just tuning in, just send out a quick tweet, give the video a thumbs up. Tells YouTube that my video is good and worth watching, even though they'll probably still demonetize me anyway because this is news and news is controversial. But you guys get it. So you can see we've got a very large police presence here. The state of Florida, or at least this county, is under state of emergency. Governor Rick Scott declared this to free up resources that would allow them to bring in this many police. Richard Spencer is set to give a press conference in just about 10 more minutes, about 13 minutes maybe. And so you can see there's a very large group here to protest him. Now I would put the media at maybe 1 to 1. Maybe actually maybe it's 2 to 1 now. For every 2 protesters, there's 1 member of the media. Connection's pretty bad, unfortunately. Here in Gainesville, Florida, nothing I can do about it. But you can see, so long as it's working, lots of people. So long as you can see something. A few different waves of protest groups coming in. We've got the Human Rights Campaign flag. It's a nonprofit for LGBT rights. So for those that are wondering if things are going to get violent here, I'd say the answer is probably not. Got a very heavy police presence here. So the likelihood of violence, I'd imagine, is low, but there's always potential that some people just go crazy. I might have to switch my internet connection real quick because Verizon's not doing too well here. But I'm not sure T-Mobile will either, but let's give it a shot. Looks like T-Mobile might be doing a little bit better, but we'll see what happens. Getting the down rate of only 1.5, up rate of only 0.2, so it is what it is. I guess you can Gainesville, Florida, to have a great cell reception here. So I'll keep this going as long as I can, but if it cuts out, you guys will know why, unfortunately. We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our state! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate! We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate!
not our town, not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town, not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town, not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town, not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town, not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town, not our state.
Let me see if I can move over, maybe get a better connection, but for the most part, what we're seeing right now is a lot of chanting.
Nazi scum off our streets! Nazi scum off our streets! Nazi scum off our streets!
So for those that are watching, what you are watching on is the best possible live stream you can get short of satellite connection. So there are things called cellular bonding units, live views, TVs, and other equipment. Unfortunately, we're in Gainesville, Florida, which doesn't have particularly good cell reception. When you combine that with a large crowd, you're not going to get good connectivity. So it's about what you're going to get. Now, cellular bonding can help offset congestion or weak signals, but at the same time, it's just, you know, I've been to events where we've seen sat trucks and bonds just fail, and I've been able to get a live stream up just with my phone. You can watch it or you can leave it. So long as the audio is working, hopefully.
Hey, no worries. Like I said, we've already started shooting our story.
We're expected to hear Richard Spencer give a press conference in a few minutes, but
we're out here hustling.
you know, it's important to know context. What's happening? Well, it's all on purpose. We've heard it time and time again. The protests. If you saw my interview with Mike Cernovich, you'd have heard it coming straight from Mike Cernovich. Now, granted, Cernovich is not alt-right, though he has aligned in the past, disavowed and held a counter rally a long time ago, so there's still similarities in how both political factions, the left and the right, use big events like this. And certainly Spencer he's coming here. I mean, look, you guys are watching my live stream. You got cameras everywhere. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah, likewise. Thank you. And for those that are watching, you can... All right, so it looks like the protests are now being let in.
Watch the...
There's a June sign.
What?
See that sign?
There.
All right.
It says June.
It's a red and white sign.
There's too many signs that say can't do
For them and for Richard Spencer's supporters to come in as well.
Good afternoon once again from me over here at the University of Florida. A very crowded scene. All around me as protesters are making towards the Performing Arts Center with white nationalists and alt-right leader Rudy. A lot of people here carrying signs, a lot of chanting going on, a lot of media here as well, and also a lot of law enforcement. The governor issuing that state of emergency for Alachua County, investing $500 million in security and safety to make sure everyone here is protected no matter what side they're on. We've spoken to a number of UF students who say they're here because they want to make a statement. We've also seen the Anti-Defamation League here as well, saying that the group that's representing Richard Spencer is the National Policy Institute. What they're doing is they kind of have a different way of propaganda. They're dressed in plainclothes, not in white robes like the KKK, and they're reaching out to college campuses as a way to recruit more members, and that's one of the reasons why they're here at UF. Now, initially, UF denied Richard Spencer coming here because it happened right after Charlottesville, and there was a major safety concern, but now allowing Richard Spencer to come here. A lot of people are upset by that decision, but as we used to get in because there are so many people here, media outlets from around
It's pretty chill, but people are starting to pour into the event. Mostly protesters, it looks like. Didn't see very many people outside of a protest group as it marched in.
Trying to speak with them about why they're here and why they're making the trip to UF. Of course, got a lot more coming up later this evening, and we'll have more coverage for you starting with 5. Somewhere over there. And I don't know where to go. I'm literally trusting him. I trust him.
So a huge protest group just showed up. Now they're starting to go into, at least into the parking lot around the venue. I have not seen very many, if any, people here to actually see the speech in support of Richard Spencer.
We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town. Not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our town. Not our state. We don't want your Nazi hate. Not our We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate! We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our state! We don't want your Nazi hate!
Where's that?
Jack's on another shoot.
It came out so great.
We don't want your Nazi hate! Not our town! Not our state!
I don't want to.
Former military.
We actually did the.
We want our state! We're here to stay! We don't want your Nazi hate! To stay! We will fight the KKK! We're here to stay! We will fight the KKK! We're here to stay!
We will fight the KKK!
Here to stay. We will fight the KKK. Here to stay. We will fight the KKK. We're here to stay. We will fight the KKK. We're here to stay.
We will fight the KKK! We're here to stay! We will fight the KKK! We're here to stay! We will fight the KKK! We're here!
Alright, so I'll try to have some of these super chats, but the comment feed is going a bit too crazy.
We will fight the KKK!
Oh, I smell
I basically can't see. It's not even a super chat right now.
Federal judge.
Alright, here we go. You think they're throttling internet speeds there somehow in regard to state of emergency? No, I just think we're in a small college town, so they don't have very powerful cell connections to begin with. And then you got a huge crowd, so cell connection's just not going to be that great. So the cellular bonding equipment for Hanina Chen, it's like 50 grand. There's some units you can get that attach to nice cameras for 10 to 20, but a TVU or live view could be significantly more.
Love will prevail.
So we got a drone flying overhead.
For a second, I thought you were undoing fly. Readjusting, my friend.
You want to give out free hugs?
We need hugs, not Nazis. More hugs, No Nazis. I thought that was you.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, sidewalk. Hey.
I like I did time to like walk over with people. I like
So for those that are watching, at 4 p.m. I've got an interview with a local student from yesterday that'll be up. But for now, I'll just try and do my best to get a live stream of the events that are here. If my feed goes down, I'll start posting to Twitter photos and videos at Timcast, T-I-M-C-A-S-T. But we're just waiting right now. I think some people are starting to come into the venue, and it's a slow process. So for those that are watching, I have had one, I'll say, not necessarily a threat or anything, but someone started screaming that Tim Pool is alt-right and trying to point me out and, you know, get me into a fight or something like that so far. So I'm gonna wait until this crowd moves or goes in before going in. Nothing I can do about the bad connection, but maybe when this crowd starts moving, things will improve, and then we'll get the better video up. Sorry, there's nothing I can really do about it. You know, if we're in a bigger city, LA, New York, you know, even DC, and DC's got pretty bad coverage, that connection would be substantially better, but we're here in Gainesville, so these cell companies don't...
Tickets, my understanding, are being distributed down the street.
This is like a corral.
Why do you surround the ticket there?
Excuse me. Excuse me. So this is just the corral. Apparently this is like a free speech zone. So not the actual venue, but maybe if I move away from the larger, no guarantees. You can see we've got a lot of police officers here, and clearly the protesters do not want to come in here. I would say there's easily over 1,000 protesters. Hard to say exactly. I'd give it a 1,000. Seems like a safe bet. And now they're marching back the other way. Nothing really. I've had some people screaming my names, calling me alt-right, but that's, you know, par for the course. All right, so the group has started moving. There's this corral that we're in, which the protesters clearly didn't want to go into, but some of them were going in. I thought this was the venue. I guess to an extent it is. This is where they're supposed to protest, but they're leaving. So probably just gonna be a march. We'll stick to it and see what happens. There's been talk from the police and from some of the protesters that tickets are being distributed down the way that the protesters are marching. So that is a strong possibility that's what they're doing. I don't think there's anything I can really do to improve the connection. Even my second phone, I have T-Mobile and Verizon, my second phone isn't strong enough for a podcast. But for those that are watching, if you want to help out the stream, I'll keep it live as long as I can. The main reason I'm not chasing down this march right now is because the stream's gonna cut out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and come up to the Phillips Center, take a look around, show you guys what we're dealing with, what we're seeing, and then try and catch the tail end of the protest. Otherwise, the stream just might shut off. So if it's a call between having a stream up or losing the connection, it's better to have a stream from far away than to have no stream at all. So for that, I apologize, but you know, it is what it is. We've got some planes. This plane, it says, "Love conquers hate, love will prevail." If you can see that right there. There's several drones flying as well, which is kind of funny and very illegal. You can see we've got several officers and 2 lines of barricades. So if you guys want to help out the stream, hit that thumbs up button. Tell YouTube that my video is good. Engage with it. Comment below. Even comments really help. And if you want to support my work, there's always Super Chat, or you can go to timcast.com/donate. Give it or give nothing at all. My videos are always free and available. Free live streams, free breaking news. So if you'd like to see the content continue to be free, then please consider contributing. But no pressure, because this is what I do, and you know, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Also, make sure to subscribe. New videos every day at 4. And today at 4 p.m. I have an interview with a local student telling me, you know, what was going on in the days, weeks leading up to this event, how he feels about it. Because professors weren't going to show up, and they were telling their students there were no classes. So there was no official administrative shutdown, but the event was, the school was shut down nonetheless.
And then so,
everyone eventually did go down there, but I think that's
40. So we have 32 minutes.
So we got Antifa here. Anti-fascist action flag.
He's going somewhere. I'm not sure where he goes.
Juggle 2 cameras here.
I'm just not sure. Here, the best bill.
And the connection is just got awful. So the march is moving very slowly. Stay tuned, I'm gonna stick with it. The GoPro 6 has bugs like you've never imagined. Look at this. I turned it off. The screen's still on. What the hell am I supposed to do? I've got to take the battery out. How is that for conducive to a working situation? Especially when I'm on this, not fun. Terrible little camera, the audio's bad. I'm very disappointed. Anyway, I won't smash. No, it still films, and it films at 240 wide at 1080p, which is pretty good. It's just annoyingly buggy. That and the iPhone, man, the iPhone. Whew, the iPhone iOS 11, I should say. All right, so I'm gonna start making my way down, but if the feed cuts out, I will be posting to Twitter. And I will have a video with today's events and some interviews tomorrow at 4 p.m., so stay tuned. Keeping in mind that live stream feed isn't very strong here, but we've got a large presence. We've got a large media presence. Yeah, see, the cell phone companies don't heavily prioritize smaller towns for obvious reasons. So when you get large groups of protesters from out of town coming to one spot in that town, they're going to overwhelm the network. Just, it is the way it is. Not much you can do about it. Yeah, somebody's mentioning live view, but bonding won't overcome congestion. It will not. If there's one cell tower being overloaded, bonding's not going to do anything for you, unfortunately. We got a huge row of police officers here. And I don't know if this stream is going to survive, you guys. But again, if the stream cuts out, if it stays broken up too long, I'm going to switch to Twitter videos and photos for breaking news. So keep follow me on Twitter at Timcast. And also, I'll have a video up tomorrow at 4 about today's events. Hopefully get some interview with maybe some protesters and some, yeah, there was some conservative protesters here that I spoke with. So it's starting to rain, which is really bad because the police wouldn't let me bring a bag in. Here comes the rain. I'm gonna go into this here tree.
And make sure we're properly split out around here.
Whew, it is raining on us. Well, I got my GoPro camera with me that I don't want to break, so got to be careful. Careful down here in Gainesville, Florida. It's relatively uneventful. Yeah, there's a protest, but calm. Right now they're chanting "No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA." We got some drones flying overhead, helicopter, and an airplane. All right, I'm gonna make my way back over because you can't really get a good stream going, unfortunately. It's just getting worse as I get closer and closer. So, it's starting to rain, drizzling. IMCAST. I'm gonna start posting photos and videos. The stream is effectively dying, so I think it would be prudent to focus on something that'll be a bit more substantive. If I just keep doing a bad stream, I'm not gonna be able to film anything else or post anything, in which case it's not gonna be great for anybody. So for those that are watching the stream, hey, thanks for hanging out for this past half hour. But stay tuned if anything happens. We'll start the stream up again. I just, currently with the congestion and the bandwidth, it's just not one video. Stay tuned, and thank you all so much for watching.